Hello YouTube. This is a video response to MrRepzion's video, What Happened to the Christian Me? And a response to his question, how does Jeremiah 29:11 apply to his being molested by a fellow church member? Well, first, from a historical perspective, the context of Jeremiah chapter 29, it's being written by Jeremiah to Jews who were deported with Jehoiakim to Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar II in 597 BCE. So to take verse 11 out of context, to apply it directly to modern individual circumstances is problematic. But I know it's something which Christians do all the time. It's something which Christians do a lot with this verse. I have an evangelical background. This is something which I used to do with this verse. I used to call this verse my favorite Bible verse because it's what I wanted to believe about God. I wanted to believe that He had plans to prosper me and not to harm me. And like you, I ended up facing circumstances which called this belief directly into question. Running into a situation where it is impossible for the situation to improve. It can only get worse. And this situation was my mother being diagnosed with dementia. So she started exhibiting symptoms about 3 years ago, and she was diagnosed in January of 2010. And over the past 3 years, I've gotten to watch her deteriorate into a belligerent 5-year-old version of herself who can't use the bathroom properly, and the condition's probably going to kill her sooner than later. That's what I get to look forward to. So I can identify directly with the unrest you're feeling in having this particular belief about God called directly into question. But the perspective, which I want to add to the responses here, is one which you're probably not going to get from people who've shared your religious background. It's certainly not something which I got from people who came from my religious background. So the way that you seem to be asking this question, it's based upon an idea that things which you and I want to happen, we label that good. Things which you and I did not want to happen, we then label them bad. We then come up with the idea that God is a good God, which means that God wants good things to happen to us. So that this causes tension when bad things happen to us. We then have to formulate an explanation for why this good God let bad things happen to us. See, we think that bad things happening to us, this is something which was not supposed to happen. So we have to come up with an explanation for it. Well, how about this? How about everything which happens is what was supposed to happen? What if everything that happens is something which God wants to happen? What if God wanted you to be molested? What if God wanted you to have to go through all of the pain which you've endured and the medication which you've had to take and the therapy which you've had to go through? What if he wanted that? What if he wanted to make me watch my mom deteriorate, suffer, and die? What if, God doesn't care about our individual suffering? What if individual human flourishing is not at the top of God's priority list? Or, maybe this whole concept of supposed to happen or not supposed to happen is busted. What if things just happen? What if things just are? And you don't have to come up with any kind of rationalizations if you try to think about it like that. See, something which seems to come with a lot of religious thinking, particularly from your background and my background, is that it's all based upon the premise that the current state of things, the condition of the world, is unsatisfactory. There's a problem with it, and we need to figure out what the problem is and then provide a solution for it. Well, what if there is no problem per se? What if things just are the way they are? I think that if more people were to think like this, they could possibly reduce some anxiety, which is caused by the effort of trying to fit their experience with their concept of how they think the world's supposed to work, and concentrate more on what they can do in order to make their world fit the way they want it to work. I think that's more productive. And given what I've seen in your most recent videos, I think you probably agree with that. So keep thinking the way you're thinking. You're asking really good questions, and I look forward to seeing how you're thinking, how your point of view continues to develop. So I really don't mean to come across as insensitive or anything like that. It's just I want to do away with the bullshit which you mentioned. People have been telling you, like this suffering is some kind of test which you're supposed to pass. Given your response that that's not a productive way for you to think about it, I don't think it's a productive way for a lot of people to think about it. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Take care, and I will keep watching.